say quickly one thing about US and Israel, because I actually think this war is a turning point as well in America's future relationship with Israel. Bibi Netanyahu may feel that he is getting what he wants because that suits Bibi Netanyahu. But if you look at, there's a recent poll out this week that was stunning in Americans' attitudes towards Israel. So in 2013, 45% of Americans sympathized more with Israel. 13% sympathized more with the Palestinians. In a poll by NBC News this week, 40% of Americans sympathized more with Israel. 39% of Americans sympathized more with the Palestinians. We've gone from 13% to 39% in 13 years. Now, some of that has been Gaza and the bombing in Gaza, but this is going to take it in a new direction. 50% of independents now see Israel negatively. 60% of Democrats see Israel negatively. We're seeing it play out in American politics. We're seeing the pro-Israel lobby group, AIPAC, having to put huge amounts of money, almost $20 million they put into primaries in Democratic races in the state of Illinois just this week to try and get candidates who are more Israel friendly, or at least not Israel skeptics. But you're now ushering in a generation of Americans who are not going to see Israel as America's ally. And when those younger Americans, and you're seeing it amongst independents and you're seeing it amongst Democrats, once those people take power, Israel needs to be very worried. I mean, if I was Bibi Netanyahu and I was concerned about the future of my country's security, I would be more worried about what's happening in America right now in terms of perceptions of Israel than I would be about trying to make sure that I have some forever war with Iran.
Look, it makes me sad because I've been to Israel many times. Obviously, I'm a philo-Semite. I hate the scourge of anti-Semitism. I think you can criticize the Israeli government, however, for some actions that they're taking without being deemed an anti-Semite. That's just my view.
Yes.
Sometimes I notice if you do say something negative about the Israeli government, people say, oh, you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an anti-Semite. I've been to more bar mitzvahs than christenings. I grew up on Long Island. Okay, so I'm not an anti-Semite. But I would say, of course, Netanyahu would never listen to a guy like me, but I would say, number one, AIPAC, which is an American organization, not a foreign organization. These are American citizens that are supporting Israel through political donations. AIPAC is losing the Democratic Party.
They are hiding their donations to candidates by saying it's not AIPAC giving money, it's groups like Affordable Chicago Now, Elect Chicago Women, United Democracy Project. They're not putting Israel or the pro or AIPAC anywhere in the names of the groups. They're having to hide the money that they're using to support these more pro-Israel candidates.
That's a really important point, right? That I can know. I mean, that's not something that would have happened in the 80s, 90s, 2000.
Wouldn't have happened 13 years ago.
Okay. So, the Americans think this is a war of choice. The Israelis think this is a war of necessity. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another point of divergence.